Body camera released of airmen, okay? Senior airmen shot and killed by a sheriff's deputy in Florida. He's on Zoom with his girlfriend when it happens. He's posing no threat. He has not called the police, but he gets shot and killed with millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable. We just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show. Here's the video.
Are they fighting or something?
He's saying that it happens frequently.
Okay.
But this time it sounded like it was getting out of hand.
Sheriff's office, open the door! Sheriff's office, open the door! Step out. Drop the gun! Drop the gun!
It's over there.
Drop the gun!
I don't have it.
312, shots fired. Suspect down. Do not move!
Put up the picture full mask. This young man was 23 years of age. Senior Airman Roger Fortson from DeKalb County, Georgia. He graduated from the same high school I went to. He was shot and killed in Florida Friday during an incident involving an Okaloosa County Sheriff's deputy. The deputy, according to the official report, was responding to a call of a disturbance in progress when, quote, he reacted in self-defense. You see, he was in no danger, but the official report said he reacted in self-defense after he encountered, quote, a man armed with a gun. That's completely legal in the United States of America. You have the right to bear arms. I thought you all liked that in Florida. Per the agency, Fortson, based at Fort Walton Beach's Hurlburt field, was shot at his off-base residence and was taken to a hospital where he died. The deputy involved has been placed on administrative leave pending an investigation. I want you to look at that picture. Where's the gun? It's on the side. Because he's trained. Okay? He posed no threat. He did not aim his gun. He was simply engaged in a constitutional right, his right to bear arms. The Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office released the body cam video Thursday with officials stating the deputy was at the right door. That is still a question. But he came out, the sheriff said the deputy was at the right door and did not cover the peephole of the unit. I will explain why that part is important in a moment. The sheriff continued to say he told Fortson's family, if the shooting is found to be unjustified, the picture's right there, the video's right there. Obviously, it's unjustified. But the sheriff says, if it is found to be unjustified, their son's name will be fully vindicated and justice will be served. Civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump, who has taken on the case and is representing the family, believes law enforcement burst into the wrong unit while responding to the call. Crump said Senior Airman Fortson was on FaceTime. He was calling someone on FaceTime at the moment with a woman at the time of the encounter. She heard the whole thing. He told her to hold on. According to Crump, the woman, who Crump did not identify, said Fortson was alone in his apartment when he heard a knock at the door. He asked who was there, but did not get a response. A few minutes later, Fortson heard a louder knock, but did not see anyone when he looked through the peephole, Crump said, citing the woman's account. The woman said Fortson was concerned and went to retrieve his gun, which Crump said was legally owned. Now, let's paint the scene here and compare narratives, all right? What does the sheriff do? The sheriff makes statements that he cannot or has not confirmed in fact. Do you believe that a trained senior airman is aware of how to look out of his own damn peephole? He was doing nothing illegal. He looked to see who was knocking on his door like SWAT or a robber, and he could not see outside of his peephole. Immediately, he becomes suspicious. He doesn't just start shooting through the door because he doesn't want to kill somebody that may not be worthy of death. So he goes back to retrieve his gun, puts it on his side. He's in the armed services and in the state of Florida. Damn right he went to go get his gun. But he did not point it. He did not threaten. And he did not resist any command whatsoever. There's more. As Fortson walked back through his living room, deputies decided to go ahead and just burst through the door. And they saw that Fortson was armed. And they decided to just go ahead and shoot 6 times. That's according to Crump's statement, excuse me. The woman said Fortson was on the ground saying, quote, "I can't breathe," after he was shot, Crump said. The woman said Fortson wasn't causing a disturbance during their FaceTime call and believed that deputies must have had the wrong apartment, Crump's statement said. Now, I want you to understand the narrative of the sheriff here. The sheriff is saying they did not have the wrong apartment. Now, let's provide context to that statement. He may be saying that they went to the right apartment based on the 911 call, which means the person who called said the wrong apartment. Do you understand the game they may be playing here? Okay. The circumstances surrounding Roger's death raise serious questions that demand immediate answers from authorities. Questions that demand immediate answers from authorities, especially considering the alarming witness statement that the police entered the wrong apartment, Crump said. We are calling for transparency in the investigation into Roger's death and the immediate release of the body cam video to the family. We're talking about the full video. His family and the public deserve to know what occurred in the moments leading up to this tragedy. Crump is a nationally known attorney. He's based in Tallahassee, Florida. He has been involved in multiple high-profile law enforcement shootings involving Black people, including those of Ahmaud Arbery, Trayvon Martin, Breonna Taylor, Tyree Nichols, and George Floyd. The Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office did not immediately respond to an email or voicemail from the Associated Press seeking comment about Crump's claim, but Sheriff Eric Aden posted a statement on Facebook Wednesday afternoon expressing sadness about the shooting. Quote, "At this time, we humbly ask for our community's patience as we work to understand the facts that resulted in this tragic event." The sheriff's office also declined to immediately identify the responding deputies or their races. Officials said earlier this week that the Florida Department of Law Enforcement and the local state attorney's office will investigate the shooting. FDLE spokeswoman Plessinger told the Associated Press on Wednesday that it is highly unlikely the agency will have any further comment until the investigation is complete. Fortson was assigned to the 4th Special Operations Squadron as a special missions aviator, where one of his roles as a member of the squadron, Ghost Rider aircrew, was to load the gunship's 30mm, 105mm cannons during missions. Fortson's death draws striking similarities to other Black people killed in recent years by police in their own homes, in circumstances that involve officers responding to the wrong address or responding to service calls with wanton uses of deadly force. In 2018, a white former Dallas police officer fatally shot, remember, Botham Jean. an unarmed black man, after mistaking his apartment for her own. Amber Geiger, the former cop, was found guilty of murder. She was only sentenced to 10 years after the judge gave her a really nice hug before she went to prison. 2019, the white former Fort Worth, Texas officer fatally shot Ms. Jefferson through a rear window of the home after responding to a non-emergency call and report. The report called that Jefferson's front door was open. Aaron Dean, the former cop, was found guilty. Manslaughter, 2022, was only sentenced to 12 years for taking that innocent life. Crump has represented families in both cases as part of his ongoing effort to force accountability for the killings of black people at the hands of the police. Quote, what I'm trying to do, as much as I can, even sometimes single-handedly, is increase the value of black life. Crump told the Associated Press in 2022 following the conviction of former Minneapolis officer in the murder of George Floyd. Fort Walton Beach is between Panama City Beach and Pensacola in the Florida Panhandle. So they go in to an apartment. The young man works for the federal government. He serves his country. There should be significant outrage from those who are, well, pro-military, pro-veterans, right? Where's the advocacy groups? You see, the reason why you don't see that same kind of response right now is because a 23-year-old black male who serves in the military does not fit their narrative when he gets shot by the police and he should be alive. And because it doesn't fit their narrative, they will say very little to nothing about this tragic end of an innocent life. All right, Senator Turner, thoughts?
Yeah, Doc, this is I sigh deeply moment, I curse deeply moment. I mean, watching that video is very troubling. And you really took the words right out of my mouth. Part of my notes, I'm saying, where's the NRA?
Yep,
Where is the Second Amendment absolutists? Where are they? And this is in the state of Florida where Zimmerman got more respect for gunning down Trayvon Martin than they gave this airman. Being black, being an airman while black, being in your home while black, holding a gun in your own home while black, all of that is pretty much against the law, de facto and de jure in the United States of America. And I really love what Attorney Benjamin Crump said when he said he's trying to bring value to black lives. That is a lofty goal, because the devaluing of black lives have been going on in this country even before its inception. And we are reminded over and over again, incident after incident, that this is true. That not only don't black lives matter, black pain doesn't matter either. That Sheriff Doc made a grave mistake. He should have empathized first. Yep. You don't tell the parents after the investigation if your son is proven, to be innocent, so to speak. And I'm paraphrasing what he said. Right. We're gonna clear his name. You can't clear his damn name. He's dead.
That's right.
And the way that officer comported himself, Doc, they're programmed. He didn't even give a thought. He saw a gun and he just started shooting. And then he spouted off what they say all the time. Weapon, I felt my life was in danger. Don't move. All of that. I want people, our listeners, our viewers to know that's automatic response by law enforcement. He wasn't even thinking. He was totally on autopilot. Black man with a gun in his own home, hands not on the gun, but I am going to shoot first and ask questions later. And then when I am asked, why did you shoot this man? I feared for my life.
Because it works. Because it has worked for so many decades in this country.
God. I can't with these people.
We'll bring updates as updates come, guaranteed.